So welcome to the second Library Sounds Talk of the year of 25. Library Sounds Talks are even co-organized by ILS, the Association of International Library and Information Specialists, CERN and the Central Bibliothek in Zurich. So today our speakers are Karolina, Przerwa and Lydia Pieper. Karolina works in the IT department at CERN and is the service manager of the CERN Library Catalogue application. And Lydia is a librarian and is the library resources coordinator at the CERN Library. They will both present InvenioILS, which is an open source integrated library system developed at CERN. And the CERN library transitioned to InvenioILS in 2021. So they will show us examples from the CERN library catalog and how the CERN library is using InvenioILS. So Lydia, Karolina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Salome. Hello, everyone. Just let me share my screen very quickly. Let's see if this works. Okay, I can see Lydia giving me the thumbs up, so it works. So let's get started. How do we operate our library at CERN? And we do it together with Salome, who is here, with Lydia, and also my team behind in IT. And we catalog the books from the shelf to screen with InvenioILS. So a little bit of a history of the framework, because Invenio is a framework behind the CERN Library Catalog application. And its journey started a long time ago with Invenio version 1, which was around year 2000. It was started to be developed a little bit earlier, but it came to be in production mode around that time with the CERN document server, which is our institutional repository where we keep all of the records, publications, articles, multimedia, and so on. It was quite a long time ago, as you can see on the screenshot. Then, during several years, we made an effort to develop a new infrastructure, a new code. And we took several tries to get it just right, which effected in having the Invenio 3 version in around 2016. Then from this Invenio 3, we started to build the products, which one of them is Invenio RDM, the research data management, another sister project of InvenioILS, and the CERN library catalog in 2021. And it was a big migration step for us in 2021 because we have moved around 100,000 books from the Invenio version 1 instance to CERN library catalog. But we are trying to contribute back to this society here at CERN. So we didn't only develop the CERN library catalog, but also we developed the underlying framework for that, the product, which is called InvenioILS, Integrated Library System, and it was publicly released in 2024. And here, 2025, now we arrive here and you are here hearing about it in this presentation. So in the presentation, you will also learn about how we work as a team. As I mentioned, we have the InvenioILS and Invenio RDM. InvenioILS was developed at CERN, as Salome has said, but with a collaboration with our colleagues from Réseau Romand, who helped us develop a circulation module of InvenioILS. So this is the module that takes care of changing the state of the book loans. But it's not all of that of the team. So we also have several institutions working in Invenio RDM and contributing to the modules of Invenio. The whole underlying framework for the both products, which means that we have many contributors and a lot of community support. And InvenioILS is benefiting from all that too. So without further talk, we would like to demo our instance to you. but we will need a little bit of help from your side because you are such a diverse audience that we were not sure what you would like to see and what you would be interested in. So we'd like to ask you to use this QR code to choose, to vote for the features that you would like to see the most today. And the features are split between me and Lydia. So part of them Lydia will present and part of them I will present. So I'll give you a few minutes to scan the QR code and to vote right now. And we can see the voting here. Lydia, can you give me a heads up that I'm showing the voting? Yes, great. So I will give you a little bit of time. Okay, I see that you're voting. Thank you very much. Voting is fierce. Let me give you a couple more seconds to make your choice. All right, I think we settled oh, no, it's still ongoing. All right, but more or less I can see that we can start with cataloging. So I will show this a little bit later in case someone changes their mind. But now I'll give the floor to Lydia.
Yes, thank you, Karolina. So let me share my screen. Okay, can you see it? Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'll speak about the cataloging part in the CERN library catalog. So we mostly use two ways, two different kind of how we can catalog books or any documents in the catalog. So I will start with when we have a patron request. So you can see what you see here is in front office. So it's a form where patron can request documents. So for example, if they would like to borrow a book that is not in our collection, here you can see the different type, to suggest a new book for the library, to purchase a document for themselves, or if they need an article copy, they can fill in this form and then submit it. And in back office, we can then manage this request. So here you can see the back office for the literature request. So in that case, we can see that someone requested a book that they would like to purchase. And let's say that this book is not already in our collection. So I will first need to catalog it. So here you can see that there is a button, create new document. And when I click on create new document, you can see that some fields are already pre-filled with the information that we had from the patron. And then I will just have to add more information or to correct the metadata. So the document creation page is organized as follows. So here you can see that first you have all the information about the document itself. So the title, the document type, the language, if there is any alternative title, the edition, publication year, number of page, and then all the information about the author, what's the type of the author, is it a person or an organization, what's their role, in that case it's an author, and if there is any affiliation to an institution or an identifier like an ORCID or something like that. Then you have all the information about the imprints. So basically it's the publisher and the place. And then information about the identifiers. So it can be ISBN, but also DOI, report number, standard number, or any other identifiers that you can use. And then you have many more fields. So about subjects, tags, keywords, if you have a resume, if you need to put also an external link for example, we use that, for example, to have a link to CDS, so which is our institutional repository. Also for the bookshop, we can use that, and it will be seen also for patrons. You can see that there is also the possibility to add a note that can be internal, so only visible for librarians, or a public note. And in our case, we have a whole section about metadata for CERN. And that's it. The last thing I didn't mention is the button that you can see here. If I click on it, the document will be restricted. So it means that then patrons cannot see it in the catalog, and it's only visible for librarians. So in our case, we use that, for example, for interlibrary loans. If, let's say, the book is a bit out of scope and we don't want to add this book to our collection, then we'll do an interlibrary loan. And to avoid any confusion, because we don't actually have the book, we'll put it as restricted so patron cannot see it. In that case, I think it's a good addition to our catalog, so I will leave it open, and then I can just submit it, and you can see that the document, is created here, and then we can see it from here. So once the document is created, we can then add any relations. So for example, if the document is part of a series, we can add it to a multi-part monograph or to a serial. Or if there are any relations with other documents that we already have in the catalog, for example, so in that case, it's in English. Let's say we have it also in French. So you can relate, so create a relations with the two documents. Same for editions. So if there is a newer edition, you can add this relation, or if there is any other relations. And once we receive the book, we can then do what we call raccrochage. So we can add a physical copy or an e-item. So I will just quickly show you, but for example, for the physical copy, then we can add the barcode, medium, status, if there is any restriction. And you can see that, again, the document was already pre-filled. And then, yeah, the location, shelf, acquisition order, etc. And process is similar with the e-item. We can also add files. So for example, if we have the table of content in PDF, we can also add it so it's visible for patrons. What I didn't mention is that the form, so here the format is JSON. And once, so now we are all good with our document. And this was the first way to catalog a book. So the second option would be actually to create a document from scratch. So we go in catalog, books, articles, and here you can see the green button, add a document. When I click on it, it's actually the same page that you have seen before from the patron request, but just that is completely blank. So here we start from scratch. We have no information at all in the page, and then we fill all the information about the cataloging. And that's it about the cataloging part.
Thank you, Lydia. So the second one selected was library management. I think that's you as well.
Yeah, perfect. I'll just keep it. Alors. Okay. So we have different elements that we can manage for the library. The first element is the location. So as you can see here, we have several locations for the CERN library. And we can add a new one, we can edit it, we can delete if one of the location is not used anymore. And that's like that we can choose to which location a book is attributed to. So this is for the location. Then another element that we can manage is the closure dates. So if I click here, you can see that we can manage all the opening time, so the schedule. We can modify it, and if there is any exceptional opening or closure, usually it's more closure, we can add them. So let's say that for the 1st of May, we are not open, we can add it, and then I will show you in front office. It's visible like that for patrons, so they know when the library is open and when it's closed. Then another element for the library management. So of course, very important, we need to check in and check out books. So for the checkout, we just look for the user. We can also scan a code from their access card, and then it will automatically bring you to the patrons page. And then here we can scan the barcode of the book and it will automatically create a loan. The other way around, so when we would like to check in a book, we just have to click here, scan the barcode. In that case, I'm pasting it, but you can scan it with a scanner. And then the book is automatically checked in. Another element about library management is providers. So we, as you can see, we have several providers and even more, because here it's the sandbox view, but we even have more than that, because we have to manage between the library and the bookshop. So for us, it's really important that we are quite free to add a new supplier. So we just need to click here on the button and then add all the information about the provider. But we can also, of course, modify one that is already existing or delete one. And what is very practical, we can see every purchase orders that are linked to this provider, and all the borrowing requests that are linked. If it's in the case of a library, you can see all the requests for an interlibrary loan with a provider. And the last element is statistics. So here you can see in the menu that we have statistics with the most loaned books, and it's what you can see here. This is an ongoing project. So this year we would like to develop this side of our library, so to have more statistics and develop some KPIs. So yeah, I will not go into too much detail for now, but if you have any question about that, don't hesitate. And I think that's it for the library management. I don't remember what was the third one.
I have it open. So it is loan management and patron interface. So in this case, it was third and fourth, but for the narration of the presentation, I will swap them because it will be, I think, easier to understand. So if you allow me, Lydia, to share my screen. Thank you. So I hope it's still visible. Great, thanks. So I will start with the patron interface, and then we will move on how it looks like when I create a loan, how it looks like from the librarian's point of view. So I'm already logged in into the instance, and as Lydia said, it's our sandbox instance. Some developers, they call it staging, QA, it has different names. We call it sandbox. It's a bit more fun. And I'm already logged in, but we have a module which you can use to integrate your login with whatever single sign-on your institution provides. So it's part of the Invenio modules. In this case, it's the CERN central one. I am a patron, and well, my main interest is to find my book and loan it. So I will go to the search, and you can see the book that Lydia just created as well. And let's say, since I'm giving the presentation today with Lydia, maybe I should have learned about it a little bit before. So I should do my research, let's say, for today. And I found my book about presentations. In this case, actually, it's an audiobook. So we can also store audiobooks. We can store multimedia type of content and so on. And if I would like to find it at CERN library, I can also integrate my maps from CERN, as you can see in this little view. So that's why we also have locations, and they are very precise to help our patrons to find their content in a physical world, not only the digital one. Then I can see where this book is located. I can see that it's on shelf, so I can either request a loan for this book, or I can just run to the library and find it myself before someone else does it. But this book I've already pre-created a request, so I'll show you another one, the one that Lydia just did. I can see that there is no copies because we didn't create any physical items. In this one, I can also see a lot of details. If I would really like to identify this is the book that I'm searching for. So in the details, we can have a publication year, as you could see from what Lydia was creating, a lot of identifiers, namely the ISBN, so one of the most important ones. But we also have DOIs and other types of identifiers. I can read about licenses, some other resources, if it was published in a journal for the scientific library, if it was published during a conference as well. And I could have the table of contents and other information stored here. I can request an ebook, as Lydia was showing you this form that helps librarians to create the acquisition and the purchase orders, and interlibrary loans as well. But you didn't vote for this one, and I think we will have only the time for presenting 4 demos, so you can ask us more questions about the acquisition later. So as a patron, I can say that I would like to book it now and pick it up on the library desk, or to be delivered to my office, or there are also other customizable options that you can apply to your organization. And I will talk about it a little bit more later. And as a busy researcher, I can also say it is only possible that I receive this book before a certain date, and then basically it's too late for me. So I can select the date that I want to have my deadline for receiving the book. And as you can see, the gray out dates are there because Lydia beforehand, she set up the closure dates in the library management. So everything is integrated in this case. But let's say I requested, and that was it. So that was that easy. So either it will be delivered to my office via our internal post service, or I need to go there physically and pick up the book. About the patron interface. So you have seen the search interface, the book details until now, but you haven't seen your history of loans. So in my profile, I can see that I have 4 ongoing loans, and I am not the best user of the library from what the interface tells me, because I am overdue on all 4 of them. So probably if it was the real instance, Lydia would tell me you cannot loan more before you return those ones. But I have a workaround. So I can click on a request extension of this loan. And this also needs to be approved by the library, because as you can see, I am really behind on my loans. So I have the pending loan request. As you can see, this is what I just requested. And you will see how it looks like from the back office point of view. And I have created, for the reason of this demo, also some requests for new literature. It means that we don't have this book in the catalog, but the users can suggest or ask the library for including something new in the catalog for various reasons that they have. And then I can see also my history. In case I forgot what kind of a book I loaned, I borrowed 1 year ago, I can go and see my history. All right, so how does it look like from the back office point of view? I will just quickly show you. So you can see the whole list of the loan requests from the point of view of the librarian. So this is the management part that Lydia already shown a little bit. So for the loans, there are bigger numbers of loans. So in order to help you find whatever you are looking for, even though I know it's here, but just for the sake of the demo, you can filter them by return, state, on loan state, cancel state, pending. So depending on what kind of work librarian is doing, they can shift their focus to, let's say, the pending loan request. And then we can also see the overdue returns or upcoming return, in case we would like to say, all right, this book is not available, but it will be available in 3 days. That also helps to manage the library. And then I can focus on preparing the books to be sent by the internal post or to be picked up the library desk. And one thing that I didn't mention that was developed quite recently is the self-checkout feature that you can also see here, which allows our patrons to just scan the barcode of the book like the librarian would do with a scanner, but using their mobile phone. So we have integrated this in case, I don't know, the librarian is not there at the library desk, or someone doesn't feel like talking to any person this day for whatever reason, they can just pop up their phone, scan the barcode, and leave the library with a loan already in their profile. So it's a little bit of a help to our patrons. Then we have also available for loan. We can filter the dates of the loan and so on. So there are several states that you can see here of the loan, and this is how it's managed. You can see 4 of them, but they are customizable as well. So if you would like to have, namely, item in transit, because it needs to go from one location to another by another transportation service, this is also possible to be achieved. And now, how the loan looks like from the patron, from the librarian point of view. And I chose the overdue one on purpose as well. It's because from this view, we can extend the loan on behalf of the user, of the patron, or we can send the return reminder if they are overdue with their loans from this panel. And we already see that this user has reached 20 of reminders in the past. They should receive an email reminding them about this. There are several other actions that we can do. We can edit the loan dates. if we're a librarian, and also we can cancel it or check it in. So this is another way that I already showed you with a check-in view of the actions. We can start from the loan view and check it in there as well. There is also physical copy, which is assigned to the loan, so you can identify who has which exact book. And one more thing, since I've requested this one, no, this one doesn't have physical items. Let's see this one. No, I think it was the presenter one. Yes. So normally I would see more available physical copies as a librarian here in this box. So I can even assign a specific one when the person comes to the library desk. Let's say someone else has returned the specific one, so I don't want to assign the random, but the one that I have at hand. So I can do that from here. And I think this is more or less what I wanted to show you from the loan management point of view and from the user point of view. So I will jump back to the presentation. So we have covered the cataloging, the patron interface, library management, and the loan management. But don't hesitate to reach us if you are interested about the acquisition and the interlibrary loans. We'll gladly show you. And also, wait until a bit later, and you will be able to check it out yourself. So you already saw the interface. Behind the interface, there was a lot of design put in place and a lot of work together as the software developers and our colleagues from the library. We have put a lot of work to make it happen. And we focused on the REST API first. So whatever you have seen in the user interface, it is possible to do by using the REST API. So namely, if you would like to connect another client to our backend, it is possible by using HTTP requests only, which means that it's interoperable. So you can integrate it with another application in your organization. And this should work by using this REST API that I have mentioned. And we have done so, for example, by integrating our single sign-on. Then we focus to make the interface modern. So we have put a lot of work for the user experience. We have done tests with selected users from CERN in order to have their feedback on is it easy to use? Is it understandable? Can we work with this? So we build it, as I said, together. And all of our code is open source. The whole framework, the whole Invenio framework, which story I told you on the beginning, is there, and it's accessible. You can see what we do under the hood. And everything here that you saw, the logos, the colors, the pictures behind it, it's customizable. And you can also add your own custom code on top of the instance, which we have one more example prepared by Lydia. It's our, oops, sorry, not this way. It's our CERN customization, which is the importer, a feature which helps Lydia and Salome and other colleagues from the library to bulk import the books, and she will show you a little bit of this feature.
Yes, thank you, Karolina. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
perfect.
Good.
Thank you. So yeah, like Karolina said, we here at the CERN library, we needed a tool to import literature, mostly ebooks, but we also have audiobooks and videos. So we offer more than 100,000 ebooks in our catalog, And that's why the importer is very important tool for us, because we import several hundreds of ebooks every month. So I will talk about that a bit more specifically. So in our case, we have 4 different providers that you can see here. And the importer allows us to import in 2 different modes, which is import, so import new books or update books that are already in the catalog, or also to delete books in the case of the supplier is not providing this access to these ebooks anymore, and then we need them to be deleted. So hopefully the importer allow us to do a preview before actually import the files. So it works with XML files. So we import everything with an XML file. And before doing the actual importation, we always do a preview, and I will show you an example right now. So for example, this one will have a closer look, and it's a bit a bigger file. It takes some time to open it. So here you can see that we have all the important information in the preview, and we have everything at a glance. So you can see how many records are in total in these XML files, how many will be created. So means really it's new ebooks that will be imported in our catalog, how many will be updated, and very important for us, if there are some with errors and if there are partial matches. So as I said, as we have to manage a certain amount of new records every month, we can of course not do all the verification manually for each record. So that's why the importer is very powerful tool for us, because as I mentioned, it will tell us if there are errors, and that way we can correct the error in the XML file. So it will tell you exactly which record is affected and exactly which field in the XML file is causing an issue. That way we can easily find the issue, correct it, and then all good, the record will be imported successfully. In the case of partial matches, so of course we are trying to avoid as possible that we don't create duplicates in our catalog. So again, we cannot do this verification for all records. So that's one of the tasks of the importer. So it will check if there is a similar record already existing in the catalog. And in case of doubt, it will place it here in the partial matches. And in that way, we can know exactly, okay, this record, there is a risk that it already exists, and then we can check it. But as you can see, there is a huge difference between checking only 30 records and more than 300. So that way we know exactly which one we need to check before the import. And once everything is verified, we can import the XML file. So by selecting the provider, select the mode, you choose your file in XML format, and then we click on import, and it will automatically create the new records that are new, so we don't have them in the catalog, and automatically update the record that are already existing in our catalog, and then update the metadata. I will not show you because the process is very similar for deletions, but just so you know, there is also, as I mentioned before, the mode with delete, and it will also tell you, okay, there is an error here, so we can correct it before doing the import in delete mode. And I think that's it for me for the importer.
Sorry, thank you, Lydia. Let me just switch the sharing. All right, so we saw the importer, which was the CERN customization of InvenioILS framework product. And then a little bit on the technical side, how it was built. It is based on Python and Flask. So it ensures a very easy adoption because Python is it's quite popular programming language, and it has a large developer community. Very similarly to React, which is very widely supported for the front end and modern framework. And for search, which needs to be very robust and performant and scalable, we are using OpenSearch. And for a reliable database, we are using PostgreSQL, but this can be also configured in InvenioILS. And the interface comes in a responsive mode, as you can see here. And then how does it look in practice? Lydia, do you want to say a couple of words about the numbers?
Yeah, thank you, Karolina. So as I mentioned, we have more than 100,000 ebooks, but in total, so we have more than 230,000 documents. So it means books, standards, proceedings, but also multimedia as videos, for example. We have more than 65,000 physical copies registered in our catalog. Again, it includes so books, so monograph, proceedings, and yeah. And we have 64,000 registered loans in total since the beginning. And I think that's it. And Karolina, I give you
Thank you.
the next part.
Yeah, so it means we had more than 50% of the content growth since we adopted InvenioILS, and around 20% of more loans. That means since 2021, in comparison of the previous 20 years of running the library on Invenio version 1 platform. And it's just to say that it's easily scalable. So thanks to the search that I have mentioned, we can very quickly search even if the amount of content grows even more, which is actually, you can see if you know Zenodo, which is built on Invenio framework as well, InvenioRDM, the other product that I mentioned. Now they have 4.5 million of records at the moment, and performance-wise, it's very good. And just a screenshot from our uptime robot. So for the last 30 days, as you can see, the instance was running very reliably. Usually we just need to stop for infrastructure intervention to do maintenance on the IT infrastructure there. So that's it about the numbers. And for the future, we are planning to improve the accessibility of the front end for the user interface. As Lydia has mentioned, we will work also on the library service KPIs, so the statistics on the library service itself. We were also thinking to do some kind of inbox for the librarian to be able to track the tasks that they need to follow up on. And of course, to keep us safe and keep us up to date, we are running the software upgrades too regularly. And then kind of a research area, recently we were looking to RFID integration to help to help catalog faster and easier the books on the shelf. So thank you for your time and for your attention. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us.
Thank you very much, Karolina and Lydia. So yes, we have some times for questions. So you can either just raise your hand or just turn on your mic and ask the question, or you can also post it in the chat. And I think we already have a question in the chat if we would like to start with this one. So I will read it. So thank you for the interesting presentation. I would like to ask the following question. Can Invenio be adapted or configured to support the specific needs of archival institutions, such as handling multi-level hierarchical description in accordance with ISA-J full text search, different user access management in accordance with specified access right and physical box management? Do you know of any institution that are using Invenio for managing archival collections?
That's very broad question. So let me handle the part that I'm very sure of, and if I don't cover everything, I'll just take your contact and come back to you on the rest that I won't be able to cover today. So I heard there, and I think I need to open the chat. Yes, full text search. So full text search, we will start some works in Invenio RDM to address that. And also for our internal institutional repository, we will have to take a look at integration into that. And I hope that InvenioILS, once that moves on, will also participate into that effort or integrate after this is done. I am not familiar with ESAD, so I don't know, Salome, if you are familiar with this policy or framework.
Yes, it's really for the archives part. So at the moment, I mean, InvenioILS is only for library management. It's not for archives management. So at the moment, there's nothing developed on this side, actually. So
yes, but I think the question is a little bit broader because it's can Invenio, which ILS, it's only one of the products that we provide.
So then you want to maybe add something about Invenio RDM, Karolina?
Yes, so to cover the archival question, let me come back to you because I need to check with my colleagues on what is possible, what is not possible at the moment there. So if you could share your contact or drop me an email, because I'm just displaying the emails, the contacts, the documentation, if you are interested, and also the GitHub repository, if you'd like to see. I invite you to take a look at that and contact me on this.
Thank you. We can share the contacts between the two of you.
Thank you. So let me follow up on this one.
We have more questions in the chat. So the next question is, does InvenioILS comply with international library standards for bibliographic descriptions like RDA or IFLA LRM, or are there any plans for that?
So I think RDM, Salome, you're more familiar with that. Could you take the question?
Yes, or Lydia, would you like to comment? I saw you open the...
Yes, it was, but you can develop my answer. But yeah, we actually, it's an ongoing project to see how we can be compliant with RDA. And we have actually a student also working on that currently. I don't know, Salome, if you wanted to add something else.
No, I think you answered the question. Thank you, Lydia. And we have another question. So is there a relationship between CERN developments on Invenio and TIND, the commercial spin-off of Invenio? Would your developments be shared with TIND?
Our developments are shared in general because, as I said, we are open source. So everything you have seen, you can see it in the code in our GitHub page that I also display. So initially, the relationship between CERN and on Invenio and TIND was that the TIND was a spin-off from CERN that was working primarily on Invenio version 1, but I haven't follow up on the latest development from the TIND side at this moment.
Thank you, Karolina, for the answer. And we have another question. So thank you very much for this presentation. What other formats are used for description? Do you have mapping strategy to other formats?
I guess this question is about storing formats, but please clarify it if I understood wrongly. So Lydia mentioned briefly that the format was JSON. So we are storing in the JSON format at the moment. And the importer that you have seen is an integration between Mark21, MarkXML, which we then translate to JSON as we go. We have even developed very recently a small synchronization module between InvenioRDM and InvenioILS, because there are some subsets of records that we need to translate. But Invenio itself also supports other types of serializers, and it's more visible in InvenioRDM instances. And there are quite many. There was JSON LD, there was MarkXML, there was also citation formats that you can export from. So it's a matter of integration in the future with those modules.
Thank you, Karolina. Are there other questions, either in the chat or? Yes, we have one other question. Could you please elaborate a bit on how your repository connects with the ILS? What system do you use for the repository?
Yes, so we are currently migrating from Invenio version 1 repository, the CERN document server, which is our institutional one, to Invenio RDM. And it's an ongoing process. And this Invenio RDM, this is what we use for our institutional repository. And how it connects, it is an exchange of REST API. So this interoperability that I have mentioned in one of my slides, uses REST API. I hope that also answers your question.
Thank you, Karolina. Another question is coming. Can you say a few words about the difference between InvenioILS and other OSILS, like, for example, Folio?
So I could tell you a difference if I knew Folio, but I haven't worked with Folio at this time. So totally, I will note it down and I will check it out. I'm interested. What would be the difference? And let me come back to you if I learn that.
Thank you. Any other questions, either in the chat or directly from the audience?
Before we close up, maybe just the last few words. So as I said, I'm displaying the contacts, I'm displaying the resources. If you would like to check it out, you're very welcome to. There is also the QR code for the demo instance that you can interact with yourself and play around a little bit. There are credentials also to see the librarian back office panel, the management panel. So don't hesitate to snoop around. However, whatever data you will create there, it is deleted every night. So it will disappear. It's just for testing purposes. And if you're interested to adopt InvenioILS, I also invite you to contact us via those emails. Thank you,
Karolina. Thank you very much. So on that, I will close this event. So thank you very much to our speakers, Karolina and Lydia. Thank you to our participants for attending this library sounds talk. The video will be made available on the ILS YouTube channel after this event. And just to let you know that the next library sounds talk will be on June 10, 25 at 4 p.m. on Clocks. And it will be entitled Preserving Knowledge in a Shifting World, the Role of Libraries in Geopolitical Uncertainty. So thank you very much and have a nice rest of the day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.